So today I will be doing a book review of this book. I just recently finished this book. This book is called Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, written by Jonathan Safran Foer. This is the first book of his that I've ever read. This book was first published in April 2005, and the copy that I have is the Mariner Books 2006 edition. So for the basic premise of this book, we have a 9-year-old named Oscar Schell. He decides to embark on this journey throughout the 5 boroughs of New York, knocking on every person's door in the directory that has the last name Black. Why, you ask? Well, he accidentally knocks a vase that belonged to his father, who died in 9/11, and he finds a key inside it. So he decides to take on this crazy mission because he feels like it's the only way left to connect with his father. So basically he goes through this journey where he meets all kinds of strangers with all kinds of stories. It took me almost a year to finish this book, mainly for the reason that I did not want to rush it. There are some chapters and moments in this book where I really had to pause and just soak it in what I read, because either eloquently written or it just makes you think about your own life and how you are living it. Initially, when I was first reading this book, his train of thought is actually very hard to follow, and I think he is slightly autistic. It might have been mentioned in the book, but I don't actually remember. He is incredibly smart for his age, and he is also slightly neurotic, and he thinks a lot, and it shows every time the chapter is in his perspective. Besides Oscar's perspective, we also see the point of views of different characters and also different stages in their lives. Basically, that's what made it a little bit complicated for me to read, but for the most part, as soon as I got comfortable and familiar with Foer's writing style, I immediately got captivated and soaked in by the story of each and every individual that was mentioned in the book. This novel is absolutely nothing like I've ever read before. This particular novel, it's just a whole different kind of storytelling through literature. Foer utilizes the pages between these sheets as much as he can. He puts photographs, the spacing of the words and the lines, all of it contributes to how he is telling the story. It was just a very refreshing and interesting take. So for me, this is definitely when a literature becomes a definition of a work of art. I honestly do not remember how many times I have cried while reading this book. There is one particular chapter that I remember just bawling my eyes out, and I had to put the book down and just sit and let myself cry because of how not only a bit relatable it was, but also how it touched me and how much I cared for a character and his story, even a non-fiction character. I write on my book, so I think I drew like, this is so sad, and like a crying face after I read that particular chapter. All in all, I feel like this is a refreshingly bold way of telling a story. This book is funny and sad and filled with love and hope, and it is a very good read, and I highly recommend it. I'll be reading one of my favorite lines from this book. This is from the chapter called Why I'm Not Where You Are, May 21, 1963. It's on page 109 of my specific copy. I like to see people reunited. Maybe that's a silly thing, but what can I say? I like to see people run to each other. I like the kissing and the crying. I like the impatience. The stories that the mouth can't tell fast enough. The ears that aren't big enough. The eyes that can't take in all of the change. I like the hugging, the bringing together, the end of missing someone. Basically, that is my whole review. If you've read this book, I would love to talk to you about it, so comment down below and we can have a little bit of a discussion. And I will see you soon. Bye!